Who's ready for a game about depression? Woo! Emerald is a short Game Boy-inspired JRPG developed by Vi 5000 and Maji and released on November 2nd, 2025. It serves as a companion piece to the duo's 2025 track of the same name, and it currently sits at about 20 reviews on Steam. It also has the unfortunate curse of being nearly unsearchable because it shares the name with... We awake in our bed to the sound of a blaring alarm. We move to get out of the sheets, but something holds us back. The screen fills with a flash and battle music swells as you stand before a worm-like beast, a wraith. Your desire to sleep longer. You strike the wraith and it fades away, leaving behind a quiet room and an echo of itself in the corner.
I'll keep you in next time.
We leave the apartment for a sprawling cityscape. Buildings rise high above our vision as a gentle breeze carries dust across the sky. The people who wander the streets are all copies of one another, faceless things making small talk about nothing important. As we wander through the streets and hallways, we encounter more wraiths like the one from before. The things they represent and the places we find them vary. The fear of strangers sits alone in a public park. Fear of a soulless future stands at a desk in an office building. The desire to jump lies in front of a currently unmoving train. These visions are our own, invisible to the people around us. And that's a real shame, because that means they don't get to hear this absolute fucking banger. Some of these wraiths chastise us for bothering to fight them. Others simply beg us to cease our attacks. If you could just stop!
Hammer time! Go!
The game's combat system is simple. You can fight, you can defend, and you can use items. Some wraiths will defeat you again and again and again, each battle becoming a test of how many times you're willing to get up and continue fighting. While we scour the city, we find remnants of a past that our character doesn't want to remember. Photographs and memories of ourselves tucked away in places filled with dust and broken windows. Soon enough, there's only one place left we haven't checked. The train station. As the train roars to life, a figure sits down next to us. He warns us that destroying these wraiths, these fears, is only fighting ourselves. That it won't get them back. The train reaches the 6th stop, and someone gets on. Reality seems to fall apart as we cross the threshold into the next car and eventually reach her. Someone you knew once. Strained laughter fumbles through the air over old memories as she remarks how much you've changed, how strong you've become. She asks if you still live alone. From here, the game's story branches into 5 vastly different canons that change based upon the player's choices. Let's go down one of them. And naturally, spoiler warning for one of Emerald's endings past this point.
Do you think getting rid of us will help you find her? She's dead. You know that.
We're shunted back into the city, but it's changed. All the people who once walked the streets are just her. We walk into our own apartment to find her waiting on the balcony. The real her. Hi. I think you already know, right? I'm just a part of your mind, I think. Is it because you're scared that I'm gone? You know what has to be done now. As we enter the battle screen for the last time, she never attacks. It's a slow, grueling process. As the final strike hits, she fades like all the other wraiths before her. No fanfare, no great reveal, only emptiness. You aren't sure you made the right choice. And as you fall asleep, you have a familiar dream about meeting a girl on a train. And that is where Emerald ends. This ending, at least. What I shared here is only one side of a 5-sided image. But can I just say, what a gorgeous game. And the music, it's so good. And I really like the way this game deals with the concept of change in the face of loss and depression, how every negative, harmful trait feels like a constant, repeated battle. And, of course, what it means to hold on to someone in the face of loss and whether or not it's the right thing to let go. I will warn you, though, this game does breach into some very heavy topics, so do keep that in mind if you choose to check it out. I mainly like to focus on the positives on this channel, but it is worth mentioning that Emerald is not perfect. It has no save function. Each time you boot up the game, you start new, and each new run has to be done in one go. With each run taking 30 minutes to an hour, achieving all the endings turns into a grind, doing the same thing over and over and over. Now, was that intentional? A parallel to our character having to fight their own flaws and fears over and over again? Maybe, but it's not super fun game design. Overall, Emerald is a project that I think deserves more attention than it has, a beautifully made game that digs into the concepts of loss, memory, and what it means to change. Not to mention its fantastic soundtrack. A crazy amount of effort went into this for something that was meant as a tie-in for a single song, so despite its flaws, I think it's worth checking out. And there's a lot of secrets that I did not cover, so maybe go check it out.